today.
Stop the projector! Or just keep it going, that's fine. I know this may be hard for some of you to believe, but I'm not really black, and I'm not a model. My partner Gus and I are detectives.
You're not a model?
I'm only a detective part-time, and my full name is Tangus.
Chabella Masterson was murdered by her husband, Gregor Uvestab.
Wait. That doesn't make any sense.
Greg was already dead.
Do I come down to your office and bother you while you're working?
All the time.
That's fair. Gregor was having an affair. Couldn't chance getting caught, not with his 10th wedding anniversary approaching. He was desperate to get out of the marriage without losing half of his company. So, he poisoned Chabella's green superfood powder. Only she wouldn't die, because she was bulimic. Chabella couldn't keep anything she ate down. That's why it took forever for the poison to take effect. All Gregor could do was wait.
You wouldn't even let me drink out of the same glass as her.
And keep his vampire mistress away from the poisonous elements. But Chabella knew of the affair and had herself a mind for murder. Using her own skills with electricity, she laid a trap for Gregor before his plan was complete.
What's up?
What about Emily?
Emily was drinking a superfood smoothie the day she took over.
Really, Jules? You two?
I'm sorry.
It's just a free-for-all. Anybody can just bounce in anytime they want.
I'm sorry.
In summation, Chabella killed Gregor. Gregor killed Chabella. Emily got caught in the green powdery crossfire. But not before she designed the new fall line. It's revolutionary, by the way. We all deserve to feel beautiful.
What am I supposed to do with these?
Nothing. Put them away. I guess what I'm saying is, you're all free to go.
Well, boys, start talking.
About what exactly? How about a story? Would you like to hear a story?
Please. I always enjoy a good one.
All right. Once upon a time, there was this greedy CEO. Think, Stephen Lang-esque? Anyway, he wanted to kill this lawyer because the lawyer was on the verge of ruining his evil master plan. But he couldn't because the lawyer had prepared a legitimate case against him.
Odd start. Please continue.
He figured out that if he could make the lawyer look wacko, the case would be dismissed as some nutty conspiracy theory. But how?
10 years ago, Kessler claimed to have seen, you got it, a UFO.
Light bulb. He would convince the lawyer he'd witnessed an abduction. See, he already had this fancy copter, so all he had to do was add some extra lighting, pump some sides through the sound system, and then figure out how to trip the electricity.
He most likely used an EMP device.
Was that a pregnancy test? No, doesn't make any sense, Gus. Would you just let me tell the story?
EMP, not EPT. It produces an electrical pulse.
Okay, you know what? There's a fine line between being knowledgeable and arrogant.
Enough. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Right. Well, it all worked like a charm, with one exception. See, the young lawyer that he paid 500 G's to set up this guy had a change of heart once he came across the dismissed case file. But it was still just a minor mishap for our CEO because he is a problem solver.
His style.
Yeah, and he was in the clear until he came across two young go-getters, and they were on to everything.
Who he then proceeded to let go because they promised not to tell a soul.
They swore, because that's stronger than a promise.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not? What?
And to think, they only picked you up for trespassing.
Whoops.
Take him out back.
Don't worry, I text my dad. Cops will be here.
No.
Who is it?
Messenger service.
Hey, have a delivery for you to sign?
Dennis?
What's he doing here?
I don't know.
See some ID. Yeah, sure.
And he spent the rest of his miserable life in jail. The end.
My lip!
Dude, how did you find us?
I closed Sean's cell phone earlier. I think I did some real damage to my premolars.
It's okay, Dennis. You look like a badass until you clocked yourself in the face. You needed this, man! Lauren.
Yeah.
Good news. I just had a major psychic vibe. Gather everyone, including your brother. We're going to the real scene of the crime. I'm getting something very strong. Right here. I remember. Yes. Right in here. Right along here. This fence was moved. I'm also getting Judy Shineland. It was a case, small. And then everything gets fuzzy. Case, Judge Judy. I'm sorry, line, please.
What the hell's wrong with him?
It's hard to remember your lines.
Nobody has any lines.
But nobody's on book? Lauren? I'm sorry, you guys. This never happens to me. I swear. All right, fence. What do we know? Fence, case. There was a case. The fence was part of the case. No one remembers this?
Holy crap. I know exactly what happened here. I solved this.
You did?
Yeah, it's all in the evidence. I'll take it from here, Spencer.
Thanks, Lassie.
Thank you, buddy. Okay, Ready? Say what you will about animals. They're filthy, they're inferior to man. But the one thing they have over the human species, animals are not petty. Humans, on the other hand, well, we just can't help ourselves. This whole case came down to a good old-fashioned dispute between two neighbors. A small claims case was filed against Jasper Zane by you, Rich Renault. It was the top document of my neatly stacked box of evidence. Must have put it there subconsciously. Let me tell you what happened here, Rich. You sued your neighbor over your property line divided by this fence, which used to be here. And you moved here. You murdered your neighbor over 2 feet. You're at war with each other.
Like Belushi and Aykroyd.
Yes, in trading places.
Neighbors.
I gave it a shot.
Know the feeling.
You argued that night, didn't you? Things got heated, out of control. You choked him.
With your opposable thumbs!
Unnecessary detail. You didn't mean to kill him. It was an accident. But suddenly you had to cover it up. So you drove his body to the zoo. You dumped it in the pit. And you tried to pin it on the polar bear. You, sir, disgust me. And you're the worst neighbor in America.
Excellent. Your empathy transport should be well tonified. Now, for our next exercise, you're going to need a partner. Who'd like to be mine?
Oh, me! Me, I want to be your partner. Please. But first, I'd like to try a little exercise of my own. It's called Raise Your Hand if you're a swindling crook pretending to be a spiritual leader.
What are you talking about?
Let me ask you all a question. Who here, other than Milos, wasn't making a ton of dough before joining this community? Gus.
You actually joined this freak show?
No. But I ain't mad at the idea of it.
Of course, everyone here was wealthy. Why do you think they came to me? Wealth creates unhappiness.
Did they really just come to you, Eli? Really? Upon arrival, you all signed this piece of paper, correct?
Well, yeah, it's a pledge of simplicity.
Right. It's a carefully worded document that gives Eli here power of attorney, which means he now owns everything that used to belong to you.
Don't listen to him. He is a slave to his own cynicism.
I'm a slave to love, Jack, and fashion, and movies where dogs cover their eyes when couples get intimate around them. Nicole, that man you went to meet that day, his name was Dan Cooper. He was a cop, and he was murdered by Eli, not your ex-husband. Cooper was the one guy that knew what Eli was up to. His sister, Cynthia Cooper, used to live here for years.
It's true. She was here before all your time.
But then she left, and she discovered she was ruined and was never the same. And that is when Cooper decided to start building a case against the man responsible.
He's right. We confirmed it with his boss.
That's why Cooper reached out to you, Nicole, pretending to be a lost soul.
You mean all he wanted was information about the commune?
That's correct. Though if he had actually met you, I suspect he would have wanted much more. Eli did his homework. He knew that Cooper was onto him, so he tracked him down and killed him in cold blood. The one thing he wasn't expecting was you, Nicole, witnessing the whole thing. That was a hell of a surprise, so he had to act fast. He thought he had you, but then he was blindsided again. Although your esteemed leader did catch one break, Nicole didn't get a good enough look to know it was him, and when she returned, he knew his secret was safe.
This is total insanity. Look at how I live. What would I do with all this wealth you think that I'm stealing?
Oh, I don't know. Flee the country, perhaps?
You applied for a U.S. passport last Tuesday.
So? How do you know that, by the way?
You're not the only one around here who sees things, brother. He was planning on taking all the stuff he stole from you and fleeing to beautiful Antigua to live in the house that he now owns, courtesy of Jeff.
Eli, is this true? Of course not, Milosh. No!
I devoted my life to you!
Should I shoot him in the leg?
Now, that's got mad wheels.
Shawn, why am I wearing mala beads around my neck?
Because you're a fool.
Are you ever gonna let me forget about this?
No, I'm not.
I just finished up installing the cameras.
Guess who just fell asleep?
Iris is sleeping?
Like a lamb.
Please tell me that your other nannies are as good with children as you are.
Even better.
You guys did a great job.
Yeah, about that.
Mr. and Mrs. Tostig, I didn't realize you knew Mrs. Vick.
Shh. Mr. Softy would like to say a few words.
Shawn, I really don't think that this is the time.
I thought his name was Levon.
What's that? The bear snores really loud. He's pretty sure the turtle's really an alien, and all the monkey wants to do is play pull my finger. Oh, and somebody just put in some video cameras?
Yeah, I just set up a bunch of them, so?
Well, they're not normal video cameras. They're all high-techy with Army-grade resolution. What's that, fella? Look up. That's just a fan, silly. Oh. Lassie, what's that?
This is the Xtella 5400.
They're the baby bonding cameras, so you can check in.
The Xtella 5400 retails for over $10,000. Fine.
I'm seeing angles and pivots and divots. Well, no divots, but it sure is fun to say those back to back. Pivots and divots and pivots and divots and pivots and divots and divots. Who wants to give that a shot?
Give what a shot?
Shots. That's it, exactly. But I don't see any shots of nannies playing with babies. In fact, there's no babies at all. I'm seeing jewelry boxes and safes and entrances and exits and security keypads, but from where? From the houses next door.
What are you talking about?
Shh, there's a baby sleeping.
I'm talking about...
Stop it. Shh. Well, it's like a minefield.
I'm talking about casing out houses next door to the ones your nannies work at. I'm talking about a string of robberies, one of which went terribly wrong when all of a sudden your witnessless crime got witnessed. And then it became murder.
That's ridiculous.
Is it as ridiculous as having a secret panel in your office where you could plan all your robberies? You had access to each and every one of those baby bonding cameras, and you manipulated them, not to check on any nannies, but to case the houses next door, to capture security alarm codes so you could break into those houses undetected. I'd say that's pretty ridiculous. Though not as ridiculous as Denise Richards playing a nuclear physicist named Christmas Jones in a Bond movie. But still.
Look, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but we gotta go.
This guy's deal is that he's a psychic.
Who happens to work for the police?
Oh, really? Yeah, really. The Santa Barbara Police Department, which I'm the chief of.